Check this out.
In this review, we're back into the heavy earth moving and mining sector. The model comes in a shipping carton, and as it says on the box, it's the Caterpillar D10 Dozer.
Let's weigh it up.
Onto the weighbridge it goes, and it comes in at £2 14 ounces. And guess what? That's 1.3 kilograms. This model is from Diecast Masters, and it comes in that outer shipping carton, but let's open it up and see what's inside. We pull out the contents, which is a tin in a nylon bag, and as usual we get to the wrong end first, and we need to turn it around to get to the open end. With that technicality achieved, we can get the tin out. Starting at the top, there's a nice photo of the real machine at work, and when we look at the side of the tin, there's another picture of the Caterpillar D10. As usual for these Diecast Masters models in tins, on the back there is some information about the real machine, and that's always nice to see, and we can see that the operating weight of this machine is around 70 tons. Let's move on and lift the lid on this model. The first thing we see is a mini brochure, and we'll have a look at that in just a moment. And then there's a large piece of black foam rubber with a couple of helpful finger holes to enable you to pull it out. Then we get our first sight of the model inside the tin, and then it's just a matter of carefully lifting it out. Also in the tin is one other part, and that is the machine operator. Let's take a look at the included paperwork, and it's not a full mini catalogue, it's just a look at the models that are coming soon. And it's good to see that Diecast Masters always has an active model program. The only other thing to do is to remove some packaging, and that includes protection on the crawler tracks.
Check this out.
For the assembly, we'll fit the operator. In previous models, we've seen an instruction sheet for this, but maybe by now they think most people will know how to put the operator in. And it's just a matter of pulling off the protection system and then taking the roof off of the cab. You can see straight down inside, and then it's just a matter of parachuting the operator in. And this system has the side benefit that, unlike the real machine, this operator can't get out. So he's just going to have to work, and work.
Let's weigh it up again.
The model gets lowered onto the weighbridge, and it's about £1 8 ounces, which is just under 0.7 kilograms. We start underneath, and the crawler tracks are metal, and they have very good detailing. At the back you can see the heavy ripper assembly, and in the middle there's the Diecast Masters logo, and the model number is printed. The transverse connection between the track frames is modelled, but it's non-functional. And towards the front there's a soft hose connection to the blade assembly. The blade itself is nicely modelled underneath. Looking at the track frames, the bottom rollers are modelled in detail, as are other parts of the track assembly. The main idlers and the big drive sprocket are plastic parts. The big ripper assembly has very good hydraulics detailing with plenty of hoses, and the main structural frame is metal with some plastic detailing. The big ripper tooth looks the part. A nice aspect of the detailing on the model is the fire suppression equipment, and that is appropriately coloured, including some of the pipework. The handrails around the cab are metal, and there's some good looking detailing around the rear window. There are individual lights on the rollover structure, and the cables to them are highlighted in black. With the roof off, you can see the detail inside the cab, and that includes the cat name on the seat back. The computer console also has some detailing. The cab roof has what looks to be an air conditioner, and it's a plastic part, but the rest of the cab structure is metal. The mechanical access stair is a plastic part, and there are also plastic handrails at the front. The grab rail on the track frame is plastic and it has some detailing. The engine bay has a D10 graphic, and the panel door has a grille which is formed by a graphic. The blade assembly is robustly modelled, and there are different coloured connection pins to match the blade or the frame. The big blade has wear plate detailing along the bottom, and there's a see-through grille at the top of the blade, and that is also a plastic part. The big radiator is also a plastic part, and it has the cat logo on top. The hydraulic ram jackets for the blade of plastic, with work lights fitted. On top of the engine bay there are a nice pair of exhaust pipes with decent holes. And again, the pipes are plastic parts. There are some extremely small details, such as these highlighted bolt heads, although in some places the colour match between metal and plastic parts is not quite perfect. We start with the crawler tracks, and they are extremely free rolling, and the tension in the tracks is maintained with a spring-loaded idler at one end. Out on the cranes etc. earthworks site, the crawler tracks can bite, so they roll very well when the model is pushed. Moving to the rear end of the machine, and the big ripper assembly is adjustable. You can't alter the length of the tooth itself, but you can get a depth of dig, although the whole assembly is very stiff and not smooth to use. One thing that is smooth is the access stair, and that folds down very well. Moving to the front, and the big blade can be lowered, such that you get a bit of a cut angle. You can also lift it up a reasonable amount. Again, all of these hydraulics are really very stiff, so you need to be careful what you hold on to as you alter the blade position. One thing that is very good is the tilt action, and it achieves a very good angle. There are opening panels on the engine bay, and they give you a decent look inside. The fit of the panels is reasonable, and the hinges are not too obtrusive. This model of the Caterpillar D10 from Diecast Masters maintains the usual high standard of presentation and packaging. It has a number of pleasing details, and a number of these are achieved by the use of plastic. The overall level of functionality is at a decent level too, so if you want a large Caterpillar Dozer model, then this one is easy to rate as very good.